Most people are talking about washing their hands and social distancing. That's the equivalent if you have a income issue, like you're in debt. That's the equivalent of like cutting down your spending. Great. That's awesome. You cut down your spending, you curtail your spending. But what about the other side, which is increase your income? Hey, let's do some gigs. Let's Uber at night. Let's try to make more calls at work. Let's try to maybe work harder or think about it differently or apply for a different job, meaning we're trying to get more income in. So getting more income in my example, is getting a higher level of immune function.
Yeah, why is that not the headline? Explain to me why you think, okay, if it were so important and the media or whoever's putting out all these kind of fear-based articles, if they cared that much about the old people or whoever or society, why would there not be, hey, here's so-and-so's top 10 strategies to boost your immune system? Why is that not the top headline?
Well, I think if it bleeds, it leads, right? If it's solution oriented and it puts you in the driver's seat and makes you feel good about it, is not as much traction, not as much clicks. So I think a lot of it, you have to understand that there's money to be made on manipulating your fears and emotion. And when you understand that, you're in the driver's seat. So once you get that perspective, you're in the driver's seat. So common sense things, and again, these are generalized things. We have people out there that are like, well, you have to customize it. Hey, this is not the time for customization. These are good generalized tips. Number one, vitamin D levels, getting them up as adequate. Great study posted this morning on adequate vitamin D being very helpful to acute respiratory infections. Now, again, if you have vitamin D and you take too much of it, fine. But, most people are low in vitamin D, especially at this time of the year. Number two is a lot of the herbs and nutrients we mentioned last week. We can go over them briefly. Astragalus, immune boosting. Vitamin C is going to be immune boosting. And acetylcysteine will help with the lungs and mucus. And also decreases viral replication. Elderberry kind of works on that neuraminidase pathway and inhibits viral viruses as well. Reishi or medicinal mushrooms, immune boosting. Those are just kind of 4 or 5 right there. Of vitamin A, cod liver oil really helps with the epithelium and helps improve immune function. What else, Evan, do you want to add?
I would say oral and nebulized glutathione could be helpful, especially if you're someone who does actually end up with some lung problems. Nebulized glutathione can really help to open up that breathing pathway. Yes. And I'm not going to say, hey, if you're in the ICU that nebulized glutathione is going to cure you. I'm not saying that, but am I saying it could be helpful? Absolutely.
Oh yeah. And if I'm in the hospital, man, I'm having them drip IV vitamin C. I'm going to have them drip I'm going to try to have them nebulize glutathione. You may not be able to get this done in a hospital. So try to have your own stack ready ahead of time. I have my own nebulizer. I have my own, silver I'm ready to nebulize, or glutathione if I need. Right now, I'm just doing NAC. That's enough. But I may do a round here after our call and do some nebulized glutathione just to get my levels ready to go. What that does is that upregulates your redox pathways. Okay, your redox pathways are the pathways, they work in your mitochondria and they give off electrons to help stabilize oxidative stress and excess inflammation. So a lot of these infections, they're going to create inflammation. And that inflammation is going to create a whole bunch of issues and can result in pneumonia and decrease oxygen exchange and all these different things that require a ventilator and antibiotics. So the more we can squelch that fire, right, and support the immune system, because glutathione also modulates the T regulatory cells, which help with the immune response. It's going to help you not even fall prey, right? We want to be in the 10 to 20x of people that get sick and have no symptoms. That's where we want to be.